Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm really excited to share with you some really important things about knitting machine and useful formulas that are used in knitting industry. Basically, I learned these formulas during my internship and I know they can be a super helpful for anyone in this field. So, let's start the video without wasting any time. So a yarn count is a numerical value showing how thick or fine a yarn is based on mass per unit length or length per unit mass. It influences fabric feel, strength and appearance. If the number increase, the yarn become finer and the resulting fabric is lighter and softer. Example, 40 single cotton yarn is finer and lighter than the 20 single cotton yarn. And if the number decrease, the yarn become coarser and the resulting fabric is heavier and more durable. So here is the formula: 0.00590 into 10 into average of 10 yarn, and then divide this value with the 10 yarn weight. To begin, we need a sample that has been accurately cut and even edges. You just need to unravel the 10 courses of the sample and then weight it by using a weighing machine. The purpose of unraveling the 10 yarn is because it giving us a more accurate result. And the value 0.00590 is a constant value. After analyze the fabric, you just have to put your value into the formula, and that's how you determine the count of the yarn in knitted fabric. Next is stitch length. In knitting, the stitch length is the total length of the yarn used to form a single loop or single stitch. This length is usually measured in millimeters. Stitch length is direct determinant of knitting gauge. A longer stitch means a looser fabric and few stitch per inch. A shorter stitch means a denser fabric and more stitch per inch. It also affects the GSM of the fabric. And there are some factors that influence the stitch length, like fabric properties, yarn consumption, and needle size. So here is the formula to find out the stitch length. So the stitch length is found by dividing the total length of the yarn by the total number of loops in that section. So before start analyze the sample, you have to be sure that your edges of the sample is cut evenly. And if lycra is present in your sample, then you have to be dissolve it, otherwise it create difficulty when you unravel the course. So first you unravel the course like this, and then you have to be analyze the length of that course by using the scale. So as you can see, the length is 7 centimeter. So we can write it 7 is our one course length. And then second way, you have to be analyze the number of veils in that sample. So you can easily analyze by using the microscope or by using the magnifying glass. And I already know because I pre-calculate their number of veils, that is 28, and then we have to be divide both of the value, 7 divided by 28, and then we will get 0.25, and that is our stitch length. So now we will discuss how to count the total needles in machine by using formula. So for circular knitting machine, the needles are arranged around the cylinder. So the formula is pi into machine diameter into machine gauge. Pi value is 3.14 as we know, and the diameter of the cylinder is in inches. It can be a 30 inches, 34 inches, etc. And the number of needle per inch is known as the gauge of the machine. For example, if you have a 30-inch diameter machine with a gauge of 24, then by multiply the value we can get the total numbers of needle, like 3.14 into 30 into 24, then the answer is 2261 needles in that machine. In case of flatbed machine, the needles arrange in a straight line. The formula to find out the needles in flat knitting machine is multiplication of bed width and machine gauge. Bed width is the total usable length of the needle bed in inches, and machine gauge is found by the total number of needle per inches. For example, if a flatbed machine has 40 inches bed and a gauge is 5, then after multiplication of 40 and 5 we will get 200 needles in machine. And in case of double jersey machine, we just have to multiply the single bed count by 2, then we will get the double jersey machine needles if both bed have the same gauge and diameter. Next is GSM. In textile industry, GSM is the standard unit used to measure the mass of the fabric. It tells us how heavy or light a fabric is. The higher the GSM, the denser the fabric will be, and the lower the GSM, the thinner it becomes. Today, I'm gonna show you the two most common ways to calculate the GSM. First, using the standard GSM cutter, and second, using a mathematical formula if your sample is small. Using the GSM cutter. This is the most accurate method used in factories and lab. You will need a GSM cutter and a digital weighing scale. So the formula is weight of the sample into 100 is equal to GSM. Use the circular GSM cutter to cut a sample. This cutter is designed to cut exactly 100 square centimeters. Then take that circular piece and place it into a precision digital scale. Then by using the formula, you can easily calculate the GSM. For example, if your sample weight is 1.85 grams, then the GSM will be 185. Method 2. What if you don't have a GSM cutter or your fabric sample is too small? You can still find the GSM using a simple formula. So here is the formula you can see. Various steps are included. First, use a ruler to find the length and width of your fabric in centimeters. Then, calculate the area length multiplied by width. Then, using a weighing machine, calculate the weight of the sample. Then you just have to put your value into the formula. You can easily get the GSM of the fabric. I know we covered a lot of math today, but remember, these formulas are just tools to give you more creative freedom. Once you master the why behind the stitches, you can knit anything you can imagine. If you found these calculations are helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. And happy knitting. I'll see you in the next video.